it someplace.
There you go. I should try to put it in there, and I'll let you do that. I'll do play-by-play, and you fill in with your eminent wisdom.
Okay. So you're doing play-by-play. I'll do the work. Okay.
Yeah. Well, this was a tough one tonight because he called Debbie. His dad knew the mom, if you ever need me, but they didn't talk to me. And I said, I can't change that on a Friday.
What did she need done?
Well, Boston played Pittsburgh. She's going to take strikes at the Auburn.
I was there yesterday.
So I don't know if they're out or not. So
Yeah.
there's a book. There's a book.
You know, scoot. Port here.
Yeah.
Us there.
Yeah, you got it. As soon as they get the ball, we'll announce whatever we get while we're on offense. And
Well, Washington will be kicking the ball. The Panthers will be receiving the.
What have you heard about the offensive line for us? They were against KML. They were missing 3 out of the 5.
Robinson, well, not 3. Robinson is off, so they had to slide a guy in. That's what I know for sure. Welcome to Friday Night Football from Plymouth High School and Finke Field in Plymouth, Wisconsin, where our Plymouth Panthers, undefeated in conference, take on the undefeated Port Washington Pirates in conference. And the kick comes down. Well kicked. It's a brisk wind, Brad.
Yes, it is.
Scott Richards, Brad Volbrag with us once again. Kurt Zalp on camera, Josh Oppenhier and Tim Schultz advising, and Mike Briggs is not here, which we could really use him on a windy night.
He could anchor.
Brad?
No, they bring the A-team out for these kind of games.
Brad, what do you think?
Well, you know, it's a matchup of undefeated, no doubt about it. Both of them have impressive outings. They've played a lot of different people, not a lot of comparables. So it'll be interesting. But I really think the Panthers are going to diversify a little bit on offense. I like what they do. And we've got some talent, no doubt about it.
Port Washington has a very significant win. They beat Milwaukee 15-7. Second game of the year. They lost 31-7 to a very good Cedarburg team. And they played Berlin and beaten them, who's one of the top 4 teams in our conference. We played Kewaskum, beaten them, and we beat KML. But it was a heck of a game last week. So Panthers start 2nd and 6 at the 25, just past the 25.
Struve up over the right side. He's going to get that first down.
First down.
Ian Struve picks up a first down. He might be the key. With this wind, the ball will be hard to throw. And if Struve gets through the line and can get one cut and go, he might be the difference maker.
Well, last week against KML, we had some offensive line shakeups because of injuries. But tonight we have Grant Litke, Jake Miller, Ben Robinson, Oliver Sheets, and Wyatt Moore. So we're a little bit more intact here. Oh, Struve.
That's what we're talking about. Now, he made a great cut. Struve, great cut up the middle, cut back. Good block by that line, Brad.
Well, they did a nice job right there, and Struve just kind of gave it a little dip to the right side, and then all of a sudden something opened up in the middle, and he hit the hole hard, and there was the second level wasn't there. That's been a concern for the Panthers coaching staff is we're not getting to that second level. We're handling the people down and dirty, but we're not getting to the linebacker core, but that time they did.
1st and 10 Panthers, their own 45. Again, the field looks beautiful. Light rain coming down. Heavy wind behind us coming out of the west. Mello with the carry. He gets outside. Couple missed tackles. He made a miss. Breaks a couple more. Kellen Mella, 14-yard gain.
You know, Scott, you and I coached for many years, but, you know, if you don't tackle, you're not going to play well as a team. And that was really not very good tackling. But Mella's, you know, he's shifty, and people get glancing blows on him, and he's strong enough to get through that.
Well, he's 6'3", 190, 200 pounds, and you're right. And he runs hard. He keeps his Pad level's low, so first and 10 into Port territory at the Port 46-yard line. Jake Steiner in motion. Quick snap to him, and it's all smothered. Defensive end, I think that's Mikey Bunyan.
Yeah.
Mikey was on the sidelines in 2010 when I coached an all-star game. And his dad, John's the head coach. We know him well. He's a good guy. Michael Bunyan is being looked at by quite a few colleges.
Well, what he did right there is he was well coached.
Yeah.
They scouted that. He was ready for that play without question. He's got good size, good strength.
Cole in motion. Hand to Struve, breaks through the line. Tell you what, he breaks through the line. He's got those quick feet. Picks up about 7 or 8 yards. They cut it, say 9.
What's interesting is that's where the bread and butter has been in this whole drive. The only one that they had the little bit of a sweep to begin with, they got 5, but the jet sweep went absolutely nowhere. I shouldn't say jet. It was a toss. Yeah. But the bread and butter has been made inside. I'd be surprised if Coach Ryan doesn't stay inside. Right now, you got third and about 7.
Third and about 7. The wind is blowing right across the field from us. Mel looks deep. Quick out. Well defended. Well defended. I think there's almost no question that Steinert's his primary on most of those situations. That was just well defended by Port Washington.
Well, that ball has to be thrown to the outside, though, Scott. You know, he hooks up and he's got to throw it away to the defender, so he's leading him to the outside a little bit.
I'm predicting they're going to try to draw him offside. Right now, 4th and 7, 37-yard line. If you punt it in the end zone, which could well happen with this wind, wouldn't be so good. But Mella is
ain't
also
going to get to the end zone against this wind, though. It's right in their face.
Reeder. No,
he caught it. Nice
catch, Dominic Reeder or Jake Steiner. Nice pattern, nice throw by Mella. Nice catch. That's where his 6'4", 6'5" frame came in handy.
And sure-handed. I mean, he stared that clean, and was able to tap dance on the sideline.
And Mella kind of threw it into the wind.
Well, you know, I told you that. I thought the last pass I'd go to the outside. That ball was right on the money.
Yeah.
Wonderful pass.
So you got Needus at the top of the screen. Steiner wing at the bottom. Steiner in motion. Mella's going to keep it. Gets 2, and nothing looked like it was there.
Two things happen with this kind of drive, Scott, is that you hope to get a product out of it, hopefully a touchdown or something. But it also takes a lot of time, and it keeps that defense on the field saying, they're bringing it to us.
Well, we made hay on the ground, and that pass was a great pass, Mella to Steiner. We're already down to 8:20 in the first quarter, and Port Washington hasn't touched the ball. Steiner now flanked out to the right, Needus way out to the left.
Look for Struve here.
Cole in motion. Mella around the left side.
He's got an edge.
Boy, there was a good block on the outside.
Keeper by Kellen Mello.
The Port Washington group was looking for a fumble, but I think maybe a bobble away, and Kellen just grabbed it back in.
This program is brought to you by the Backers, our Plymouth Community TV 14 sponsor team. We're proud to have the Backers supporting us. We invite you to become a member of the Backers. We can always use support. As a member, your business or organization will be supporting the continuation of quality community programming. Call Scott at 889-1819, Ginny at 933-3382.
Well, don't look for anything fancy right here with third down at about 2. Go right at him here and get that first down.
Well, I tell you what, Brad. Mella carries the ball. Our offensive line's controlling line of scrimmage.
I agree. I was just going to make the same comment, is that if the offensive line's working this hard and they're blowing people off, and even if you don't get to the second level, you're getting the first 2 or 3 yards, and then you can find something else after. But the first down happens at the 14-yard line, which gives you a chance to get a first down if you smash it at them yet.
What you usually expect out of Port is some really tough defense. And right now, I'm marching right down the field, starting at their own 25 with the kick going into the end zone.
Now, Port might come with a defense here that's going to stuff it up a little bit, but I've got to test it out. Going to try to get to the edge. I thought he should have cut it up a little bit earlier.
Well played by Port.
Very well, good flow out there.
You know, you almost wonder. Sometimes you try to run away from a player if they'd run away from Bunyan a little bit, but 2nd and 9, Panthers obviously in 4-down territory at the Port 13. Excellent drive so far for Port. So far, Brad, rain isn't too bad.
Nope, there's some more coming, and there might be a little bit of a dusting going on here, maybe more than that. But I'm going to see I'm going to say there's going to be a reprieve before the end of the night, and we'll have a beautiful night to end.
Okay, 2nd and 9, Panthers. Mello drops back to pass, looking to his left. Well set. Oh, well set up screen, but Port played it well. Well set up, but Port played it well. There's nothing there.
Struve actually got outside of his outside of his blocking group. The group was more between the hash and the numbers, and he was outside the numbers, and he couldn't get any help at that point.
And I think it's a good play. But I think what happened was they read Port's well coached. They read the linemen getting outside, and their defensive players were play their roles well. 6:16 to go in the first quarter. Plymouth has the ball the whole first quarter. Mello with third and 9. Slot on the right. Actually, double slot on the right. Oh,
overthrown.
Tell you, once again, Brad, well played by Port. He threw it in the right spot. Only one kid could catch it, so they have a good kicker in Owen Plate. But with the way the wind conditions are, with the way it's slippery out.
He had him open, and if he leads them and leads them and with down and dirty instead of air, the wind got it.
I think the wind got it a little bit.
But if it's down and dirty, the kid can go down after it. And
well, the Panthers want to come out. It's 4th and 9. One of the things that you have with Mella, when he drops back, he's such a threat to run. But Port kind of contained him in the backfield. Again, his go-to has generally been Steiner, but you have a double slot. Needus on the top. Needus at 6'8", 6'9" is a threat by himself.
Watch Steiner over here with a stack.
Onion on the rush. Boy, there.
Got him.
Wow.
He got it.
What a nice play by Mella. Who caught that, Brad? It's Andrew Miller. What a nice play by Mella, and Miller kept following Mella across the field.
Well, the interesting thing is you got two athletes that are smart enough to make that play continue. Mella had some pressure, got outside. He wasn't sprinting, but he kept out of the distance of the guy chasing after him, and Miller comes all the way across. And I'll tell you, that's a tough ball to throw on the run, Scott.
I'll tell you, you're right, but he kept his eyes up the field. Owen Plate's kick is good, so the Panthers, with 6:02 left in the first quarter, take a 7-0 lead over the conference undefeated Port Pirates. Paddock Club, 61 Lake Street in Elkhart Lake, where Chef Lynn Chisholm celebrates the bounty from local farmers using old world techniques by making artisanal handmade pasta, bread, house-smoked meats, and much, much more. Wednesdays and Thursdays give you the opportunity to try multiple dishes at reasonable prices with their small plate specials. Open Wednesday through Saturday, dining served in the bar or dining room. Comfort for food made with love for you and your family. Miller & Belt Incorporated, Hillendale Road. It's been long been said, time and again, you get what you pay for. In the case of Simplicity Lawn and Garden Tractors, you get even more. Exclusive features like free floating mower decks for a perfectly manicured cut, full width rollers for a beautifully striped lawn, suspension comfort systems, automatically controlled traction. So do you want to settle for getting something cheap? Nope. Look at Simplicity Lawn and Garden Tractors, the way to a beautiful lawn. Highway 67 and PP. Check out their complete line of steel chainsaws and trimmers as well. So
I'll tell you, Scott, a couple things now is that just think fourth and a lot, probably 9 or so, and they get something out of it. Otherwise, they get nothing out of a half of a quarter. They had the ball. You get nothing. Getting that touchdown is huge. They make their statement. Now the defense has to make a statement.
Well, Port Washington's offense is experienced. Their quarterback and best running back. They just broke it. That's going to be up to out of bounds. Owen Plate forced the return man. That's a good job by Owen Plate. Forced the return man out of bounds, but Port will have great position at the 49-yard line.
Well, they like to kick down in corners and then kind of keep half the field as defended. That was not defended very well on this side of the kick, and they just got to stay a little more disciplined as far as how stay in the lanes and make sure that you have it covered.
So
that was not
the
well
Panthers' defense has been very, very good all year.
Oh, absolutely. 6
pick sixes, 11 interceptions, I think 4 or 6 fumble recoveries. But Port's they have some experience on offense. Quarterback, running back for sure.
Touchdown-wise, they've outscored all the offenses.
Panthers, 2 deep shell. That hurts.
Still loose.
Panthers got the ball. That was just a bad handoff. That quarterback, I don't know what he did.
You know, when he came out of the center, I don't know if he had a handle on it. And then when he thought he had a handle on it, I think he just kind of let it go.
Big break for the Panthers. I mean, well, in high school it doesn't mean a lot because so many kids play both ways.
Cole with the
Ryan Cole recovered.
And that ball squeeded. It squirted out a few times there.
Anybody can say scooted, but squeeded is a possibly new word.
Scooted or scooter.
Squeeded. So the Panthers take over. They marched down the field early in the game, and they just... Struve again, he's captured right at the line of scrimmage.
You know, you were talking about the Panther defense, Scott. They've been very opportunistic as far as getting turnovers. They're just unbelievable as far as getting the number of turnovers. And I think they had like 12 total going into last week or something like that. It was just crazy.
They have 12 interceptions, 6 pick sixes, and I can't remember, but I think it's 6 fumble recoveries. That might be 7, it might be 8.
It's a lot.
But that gives your offense a lot of chances, and it's so disheartening for the opposing offense.
Oh, absolutely.
Mella, second and a long 9. Dropping back to pass. It's been very
little
middle screen.
Overthrown.
Well, again, well played, well set up, but well played by Port. Once again, I think Kellen had a hard time finding the back. The back's got to hang a little bit to present a target for him.
And that back needs to put his hand up so he can be seen. I think that's something maybe they'll look in film and say, okay, we're going to coach that up a little bit and maybe tell that back when he's in behind the rush that he's got to get a hand up so that you can see where he's at.
So it's 3rd and 10 for the Panthers at the Port 48-yard line.
And the rain is here, Scott.
Yeah, it's coming down nicely. Flowers will start growing on my head. Reader, double motion, 4-man rush, a little bit of pressure. Oh, he's gonna pick up the first down. Oh, number 5's quicker than I thought. That Mella's better. Michael Bunyan has missed 2 tackles now on Mella.
Well, that shows you the strength and the confidence Mella has. I think he knew the guy was on him, but he basically lowered an arm to make sure that he couldn't wrap him.
That's good play by Mella. I mean, Bunyan did a great job, but it's a great play by Mella. As I said, he's strong. He's an athletic kid.
I was just about to say, if they don't get the first down, they punt the ball away. Yeah. At least they give them poorer field position than what they had with the return, and that's a positive. But now we're doing really well here.
4:57 to go in the first quarter. Panthers already up over the Port Pirates, 7-0. Mella in the backfield with Struve. Hand goes to Struve.
Nice snap. Struve's got it, though.
Good lean by Struve. Picks up about 5 yards. 2nd and 5 at the Port 30. 5 yards on first down at any level is excellent.
For some reason, you and I are thinking a lot alike. That could be a problem for you, I'm sure. I'm thinking the same thing. If you get 5 yards on first down, you're going to be happy as a coach because that opens up your playbook, doesn't it?
Well, the fact you're thinking is a step up. So 2nd and 5. Yeah, it's coming down a little harder, but we're all bundled up. It still's not fun. Motion for the Panthers. Mella coming to his right. Dodges a first tackler. Picks up about 3.
Kellen Mella on the carry. Gain a 3rd down and 2.
So 3rd and 2. I agree with you, Brad. Unless on a night like tonight, generally you don't want to get too fancy. Doesn't mean Coach Grant won't call the plays, but you just want to keep getting first downs. And Port doesn't have the ball; they can't score. So 3rd and 2. The wind has died down a little bit.
Wind has died down, but the
rain is coming down harder. Yeah.
Dream come true. This is not quite as bad as what we had at Sheboygan Falls, but it might get worse.
Anybody thinks this is a glamorous drop, come on up here. Mella fakes it, carrying it to the right. He's dropped for a 2-yard loss.
Really well defended, Scott.
And I like the play. You're right. Port just played it well. So 4th and a long 3. They say 4th and 4. Okay, we'll go with that.
I'm going with 3.
Yeah, it's because it's right at the 30. At the 28-yard line. They got to get to the 20.
One thing you got to worry about now is ball
security.
Exactly. And taking care of the ball, making sure you don't put it on the ground, as it happened to the Port right off the bat.
4th and 3. Mella in the backfield, Struve and Ryan Cole. I'm going to say Josh Cole a lot because he played as his older brother, trying to draw him offside. That's not working. Oh, we got either a delay game from.
No, we got a timeout in time.
Oh.
And the coaching staff is so good about that because your back official, the one that's in the defensive
he's
back
counting out.
secondary, he'll put his hand up at 10 seconds, and then at 5 seconds he'll start the count. And the coaches see that, and they're trying to draw him offside. They said, okay, we get that easy 5, that's fine. But once he gets to 4, they yell timeout, and they beat it.
Excuse me while I dump the water off our ad book. Piggly Wiggly, Eastern Avenue in Plymouth is your one-stop shop for all your party needs. Our deli department has a variety of subs, party trays, and homemade signature salads. Don't forget the fresh-baked hard rolls. Remember, shop the pig and save. Go Panthers. 20/20 Visions doctors Sharon Roberts and Brad Wicklund. They've been dedicated to eye care needs of their patients for over 20 years. They're committed to providing the best care possible for all their patients. Isn't it time for your checkup? Call 20/20 Visions today at 893-EYES to schedule your appointment. Be wise. Take care of your eyes. The Waldo State Bank, local, independent like you, 119 North Depot Street in Waldo. They've been serving the community since 1913. Stop in and see Tom Rao and his staff at the Waldo State Bank. I was in there last week, Brad. It was interesting. They had some Waldo historical pictures on the wall. And then one of my pictures was my dad, the Bat Boy, my Uncle John Richards, and my Uncle John Hunt Sprangers from the 1937 state baseball championship team.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep, that was kind of fun. So, Panthers, 4th and a long 3. This is where Mella becomes they got pressure, but they don't contain. Oh, too bad. That was a tough pass. Pressure, but I'll tell you, Kellen Mella has done a good job of getting out of that. But the Port Pirates get the ball back.
He might have been able to run for that, tell you the truth, Scott. And but he had a guy open. He just squeezed it too hard.
And most coaches will say, as long as you can see downfield and somebody's open, throw it.
Yep.
So Panthers didn't score on the turnover. Port holds serve on that one. 2:40 to go in the first quarter. Port Washington takes over. They'll run their second play on offense. 10 minutes and 20 seconds into the first quarter. I formation for Port Washington. They have a good running back. He's back from last year. He's only a sophomore. They complete the handoff. That's a step up. But the Panther defense holds them to about 2, 2nd and 8.
Well, let's set that defensive line for you a little bit. Number 44 is Jeb Needis. Mason Cantwell on the nose, and Aaron Veldman at the other defensive tackle. That group has done a nice job.
They have all year. They've bent a little bit, but because when they've been so opportunistic, the other teams haven't scored. The first 2 games of the year, nobody scored. Last week, KML did. They did some nice things, but in the end, the Panther defense pick 6 was huge. There's what that quarterback does pretty well. Ooh, that's it. I can't see who the tackle was.
He's short by 1.
Jordan Linsmeyer was one of the tacklers. There was 2 though on it.
Now that's a situation where your linebackers have to make that read, and they've been coached that they've got what the backside linebacker has to stay home on that veer keep.
So 3rd and 1, Port Washington at their own 38-yard line. Quarterback's going to keep it, and he gets a nice gain. Nice gain up to their own 44. It'll be first down of the night for Port Pirates. 1:22 to go in the first quarter.
I'm not too sure about what Port Washington's all about, but it sure looks like it's more about a ground game than putting the ball in the air. Is that accurate?
Well, quarterback can throw. He threw the ball well. He's got there's a kid on the team. His brother went to Madison as a walk-on, a Lippy kid, good receiver. What I've not seen is that extra gear when the quarterback gets into the open. Running back, here's for the second time.
Hard run.
Very good hard run. A little conversation after the play.
Yep.
I guess the guy in Plymouth was cheering for the United States, and the rider and maybe the kid from Port was cheering for Europe, but it's over with now. So 2nd and 4. Into Panther territory at the Plymouth 49-yard line.
Now this drive is very indicative of what the Panthers had just done.
Little reverse, and it might get.
He's going to get the first down just because we didn't finish the tackle.
That's a throwback to the old inside handoff on that wing tee. It's also a little dangerous. That was a double handoff. So where did they put the ball?
Yeah, they marking him short.
They marked it a little short, and that might be right where it is.
Well, rain has let up. I knew there was going to be a little bit of wave coming through here. We're going to get some more later, and we might get a reprieve right after that.
Well, it's the end of the first quarter.
The quarter's going to end here, Scott.
The Panthers are leading the Port Washington Pirates by a score of 7-0. Plymouth Glass, 402 East Main Street, kitty corner from the library, is a family-run business honored to serve the people of our community. At Plymouth Glass, we offer a wide variety of services, including standard and custom shower enclosures, aluminum storefront windows and doors, safety glass, glass tabletops, thermopane placements, plastic cabinet glass with many patterns. Stop in at Plymouth Glass. We're ready to handle all your glass needs. PJ Campbell's at the Depot, 114 Depot Road in Plymouth, is a casual dining experience in an historic train depot converted into a restaurant. Join our family and enjoy comfort food, which includes steaks, ribs, sandwiches, and German favorites. Offering something for everyone, don't forget the Big Pretzel and Baked French Onion, open Tuesday through Sunday, opening each day at 4 p.m. Advanced Eye Care, 300 East Mail Street in downtown Plymouth, where Doctors Tim and Cheryl Ziegler and staff can provide for all your eye health needs, whether it's vision or eye health testing, a new pair of glasses from their wide selection of frames or contact lenses under their guaranteed contact lens success program. Advanced Eye Care does it all. Most insurance plans and Medicare are accepted. Advanced are leading the way in total vision wellness. So, Port Washington third and very short. I often wondered, I know that the shotgun is so common now, but it seems to me if the quarterback can get a snap from the center, he's got to pick up a half yard here.
I agree with you. And some things can go wrong when you take that snap back there. I always felt that at that point, I want my linemen to shoot a gap and try to get in the backfield and make something happen. But
I know you played at Falls. I remember back in the day, they called their two inside tackles moles. They just went at the ankles of the quarterback.
Exactly.
What they did. Okay, so Port's now 1st and 10 at the Panther 44-yard line. We're into the second quarter. Port on a sustained drive right now.
And we have rain back.
Yeah. They can go away. We'd be happy. All right, they're going to throw their first pass.
Take him down. Don't let him get any more. There you go.
There was nobody open.
Well, great coverage by the secondary, and Jeb Needus got enough to make him step up and put his head down, and then people were waiting there for him. So, gain of about a yard and a half, maybe.
I picked up a little. You got positive yardage, second, and we're going to call it 8. Yeah, there was. He looked at his first receiver outside. To his credit, he came back to the middle. It was covered. Good job by the defense because that was a play-action pass.
Now what you have to do is follow up that good defensive play with another one, and then you put him in a tough situation, and that's what you want to have. Missed tackle, Scott.
Yep, that running back ran hard. Missed tackles. So that's going to be boy, I'll tell you what.
Short. They got a bad spot there, I think.
We've gotten a couple of friendly spots, which we'll take, but he was at the 34-yard line.
I thought so too. That's a situation where he actually had contact, but
kept going.
Give Port credit. They were sustaining their blocks, and sometimes you get a hand on them, but you still have somebody blocking you.
Panthers got they got everybody up in the box. Uselding will carry it, and he'll pick up the first down and hangs onto the ball down inside the 30. Again, Brad, from what I can see from Uselding, I know he can throw the ball well. I saw him last year as a sophomore. He doesn't seem to have that little extra gear. He doesn't have the mellow little extra gear, but he runs. He's got quick feet.
I haven't seen him really finish a run. No. When he gets wrapped up, he kind of goes down. But he's got to save himself as a quarterback as well, too.
1st and 10. Good drive for the Port Washington Pirates.
Right here, we got to make some plays.
Little toss sweep. Lippy's number 7 carries the ball.
When you take a look at their offense, you take a look at our offense, there's a lot of similarities there. That your quarterback's going to carry the ball a bunch. You got a little bit of jet sweeps or a quick pass sweeps, whatever you call them.
I think you're almost seeing mirrors.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Scott.
Solid defense. Although Panthers defense held on their first serve with a fumble. Port Washington going to try to grind it like the Panthers did. A really great pass from Ella on our score.
I think you're probably going to see the defense try maybe something a little bit more aggressive, try to get in their backfield a little bit.
Useling carries it. Yeah, he picks up about 3 or 4.
They're in 4-down territory. So
Yep.
now what you got to do is try to get. They're probably going to get this first down, but then you got to make a good stop and another good play behind it. That's like I was saying before. You make a good play, a gain of only 2, you got to follow it up with another good play.
3rd and 2, but the field starts condensing. Those safeties
true.
are up a little further. The corners, I just don't see them putting it up in the air. They made hay on the ground. It's an equipment issue. I don't know what they're doing back here. The coaches have been kind of wig-wagging plays in. You can watch that back, Judge Brad, and see what's cooking.
Yeah, we'll check it.
Using Jersey picks up another first down. He did a good job of finding a hole just to get the first down.
And
he made sure he got the first down.
Fort Washington's offensive line has taken us off the ball a little bit. We have no
Yeah.
penetration. They've captured the first yard and a half. But when you can do that, then your quarterback or any running back can be a little pick and choose where you want to, take the soft spot.
Port down to the Panther 18, 8:25 to go in the second quarter. Again, Plymouth up 7-0 here in the first half. Plymouth got the opening kickoff and marched it down the field on a score.
How about a big stop on a running play here?
They're going to run that little sweep on the outside. Pretty well defended. Ooh, the running back picks it up and gets down. Picks up about 4.
See, that got turned in very nicely with a good job of turning that in, but there was nobody there to take it on, and they got 3 yards up, 2.5, maybe 3. But that's where a linebacker has come in and filled that really, really quickly.
So second about 7 for Port. Again, right in the middle of the field inside the Panther 15. So a good drive for Port. Starting at about their own 28, if I can remember back.
They spread the field pretty well with their wideouts, and it's basically, there's illegal motion there.
Yeah.
That should have been called.
Turned up, didn't he?
No, the tight end or the tackle on that side leaned forward at the wrong time. That's the kind of break that can stop a drive because you're basically getting 3, 4, 5 yards at a time. Now you put 5 yards back. Now it's a little more difficult.
While they move the ball on the ground, their runs have been 5, 7 yards. Now you got second and 12, a 5-yard gain here. The wind is, again, if you're looking at the field, it's blowing from where we're standing on top of the press box, basically straight across to the Port Washington sideline. So
right now, this might be the fastest half played all year. They're on the ground. They're not on stoppage of play.
And they basically, it's a little sugar huddle. It's real quick, and then he looks at the sideline. I think the coaches see what they see on defense. 3 receivers at the top. Usually he's going to carry it. He's going to have a very good gain.
Well, they went to the weak side of our defense, and I'm not sure what our defense was trying to do there, but it sure looked like we were a little bit more conscious of this side. And
so it was a good gain, but third and a long, 3 close.
Now you need a big play for the defense,
4.
either maintain nothing, or give them nothing, or very little.
So it's
see if somebody can make a play here. Let's see if somebody can make a play. They did.
Panthers did.
Carried by number 25. Ready to place for tackle by number 44. Jeff Needis.
So, you're in that situation for Port. It's a play that's run. But when you're running sideline like that, it gives more opportunities for one player on defense to shoot a gap, and they did.
Well, Needis came from this side all the way across, and because it was like a ride, the quarterback rode him a little bit to give him the ball. Needis was able to catch up with it and did a nice play.
Port's going to take a timeout. 5:54 to go in the first half. The Panthers lead Port Washington 7-0. Van Horn Automotive Group, County Road, Old Plymouth, Wisconsin. They opened their first dealership in Plymouth in 1966. As a neighbor for over 50 years, they've grown to 17 locations, in fact 19, throughout Wisconsin and Iowa, with over 3,000 new and used vehicles to choose from at VanHornAutomotive.com. It's easy to find that perfect vehicle with the click of a button. You could even buy your vehicle online, and Van Horn is happy to deliver it. See what thousands of satisfied customers have experienced. Van Horn, family-born, employee-owned. Huberty, 2831 Eastern Avenue is a destination for innovation and inspiration for our clients, employees, and communities. In an environment where clients demand more than just traditional accounting from their CPA, Huberty's is to be the most sought-after firm in our core areas of accounting, analysis, strategy, and planning. We begin by learning about your unique needs to find the perfect mix of services for the phase of life or business you're in. Then we continue to work closely with you throughout our business, your career, and life to help you transition to the next phase as smoothly as possible. Huberty, CPAs.com, 892-2423. So, huge play for both teams.
You know, you'd say it's a big play, but it's only the first half, but it's a very important play, that's for sure. Okay, they stopped him.
Well, that tells you they're not confident in their passing game.
I get that feeling too, Scott. That's a passing down or something with a little bit of.
And we talked about that. When you run angle instead of straightforward, anybody can shoot a gap, and the Panthers did. They shot a gap, and it was a great play by the defense. Two great plays, really.
And I look at that and I say, why don't you roll him out, give him the option to throw or pass? You know what I'm saying?
I don't. Well, I'll tell you. But again, two good plays by the Panther defense. That penalty, you said it. That really, really hurt. So
Big
Panthers
difference.
1st and 10, backed up at their own 12-yard line, right around the 12, 13-yard line.
Love to see a big play right here. Sasson at tailback here.
Mela curious. Mela's going to break through.
Oh, the field is getting slick, Scott.
I tell you what, field's getting slick. He might have taken that one all the way if he doesn't.
He would have gotten to the edge, and then we would have seen speed on speed.
Nonetheless, it's a big first down. Get out from under the shadows of your goalposts.
You know, these kids don't have the luxury of at halftime changing your spikes. Some of them can, but in the pros, they can go to how many different kind of.
They go to a 3/4 inch.
Exactly, and these kids can't do that.
Again, our field is in good shape. It handles water well, but it started at right 15 minutes before the game and came down pretty hard, and it's still coming down. Cole in motion, handoff is Struve. He takes up the middle. Good job by Port. Picks up a couple. Down to
23 in Struve.
Struve. I can't tell if that's Struve down or not. I believe it is Struve down. He's been injury riddled this year. First game back, he sprained an ankle and sat out quite a bit for Sheboygan Falls game. I'd sure like to see him get on top of his game because he can bring a lot of stuff to you. But you got to have him healthy.
He's a game changer. You know, as long as we got a little break. You know, last week we did the game at Kettle Moraine Lutheran, and it kicked out on us. We are under the control of where we're at with hotspots. We have a hardwire here, so we should be able to do it. But again, it's an internet service, and so we feel bad. We don't mind somebody saying your game went out, but we have to explain. Hey, we don't have a production vehicle, and so that's what happened. We're on the side of a hill. We luckily found electricity, so we could run stuff. But that's what happens when you run hotspot. It's wherever you're at, what kind of service is available. And we love doing it. We're getting a tremendous amount of support. We had 400 sites one game this year, 300, 200. So that's great. But
look,
that's
Gary
what
Kaiser
happens.
mentioned over 1,000 hours of viewing this last week or something like that. Scott, with that, we also have to mention that. I mean, you're getting old. I'm not getting any younger, and we totally invite anybody that thinks they really want to get into this and do some broadcasting or get involved. You're more than welcome. Just contact the studio or contact TV14.
But I'll tell you also, it's not like open mic night.
Right, that's true.
We're working on it, and we enjoy it. But just so anyone, and we're not complaining about people telling us, because that's the only way we can get better. But that's what happens with hotspot on the road. We're rarely inside. We're not inside a press box tonight. We're on the roof, and that's how it is. It doesn't help my hair grow any, but so Panthers 2nd and 9. Mel in the backfield. Dylan Sassu's done a very nice job all year filling in for Struve. Wasn't available. Quick out. Nice cut. Good throw. I'll tell you again, Port has made some good plays.
Again, it looked like Port was reading that all the way. They were able to get about 4 or 5 yards out of that, and not even that, maybe 2 yards. So Port seeing what we're coming at.
3rd and 8, 3rd and 7 for the Panthers again at the Panther 26-yard line. 4:30 to go in the first half. Now, they've gotten pressure on Mella, but he's been able to escape it. One time, it completed a touchdown.
He's got an open field here. He's got an open field.
And I tell you what.
No flags right now.
I tell you what, that's just like what I said. That's where he's so dangerous.
You know, that might be a play you put in your playbook where you run everybody across to the right side, look for that, and then if they're man-to-man,
I think
you come back over to this side with.
I think that may be a little bit. They had the 3 receivers at the top, but if I'm a defensive coach, and we've both been that, I kind of spy on him.
Well, especially when you got a running quarterback.
Well, yes. The season, he's the leading rusher on the team.
Yep.
So the Panthers in great shape at the Port 34, leading by 7-0, 4:05 to go in the first half. Struve on the sideline. They're checking his ankle out. Dylan Sauce replaces him. Mel hands it off to Sauce. He's going to, nice block.
Tell you, Sauce is no slouch whatsoever. I like what he does is when he turns it up and then he finishes the run. Very seldom do you see him getting stood straight up and knocked backwards. He finishes it on his belly going forward. I like that kind of finish.
Nice blocks by the Panthers. They got that 4 yards. Port didn't play it badly, but there was just some nice sustained blocks.
I think it was Litke.
51?
Yep.
Grant
He
Litke.
got out there and did a real nice job.
Grant Litke had a step in last week at center. Ben Robinson was out. Again, Sauce and Mel on the backfield. Nidus and Steiner at the bottom of the screen. Mel right up the middle. Port Washington drags him down. Easily 4-down territory here. Pick up about 2. Again, Mel is very, very, very dangerous.
Well, this is a situation. If your coach has got 4-down territory, you're at the 29-yard line.
For me right now, I want to just try to sustain the drive. They don't have the ball. They can't score. 3 minutes to go.
4-down territory.
Run down the clock, Yep.
Get to a point where you want to, you got all your timeouts left, from here on in.
Yeah,
and let's say there's 7 plays. 3 of those are saved by timeout.
Is died a little bit.
Now we have a timeout right here. It's a sideline warning.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
One coach can be out there, but he's got to be in a good spot. But no other coaches can creep out, and they had coaches creeping out.
Well, the Panthers.
Not about kids.
Running another player in. Ryan Cole comes in, so they're running with a fullback with Mella. Well, Ryan's actually a running back. They're Mella. He gets away again. He's looking deep. Nothing there. Stopped him for probably a 1 yard loss.
No gain.
I tell you what, Mella's slippery as heck tonight. They've had pressure on him, but he's looking downfield, just nothing there. So big play again for both teams. 4th and 5 for the Panthers. Say 4th and 4. That's a long 4.
He had a guy open, but at the same time he's running. For his life. He's chasing around. And he does a wonderful job of with a touchdown pass.
Well,
he's running and he finds a guy open.
Here's where he gets so dangerous again. You have to stay. If you're Port, you got to stay in your lanes. They're getting pressure, no question about that. But they're not getting them down.
Whoop.
So it's a mishandled snap. And the Panthers will turn the ball over on downs because he recovered it. It's a loss of yardage. It takes away from the rushing yardage, but Port will get it. 1:43 to go. They got 2 timeouts left, and they're at their own, and they haven't really shown the desire to throw the ball a lot, especially when you're looking at 4th and 4 on the last series. So Port's taking over. Coach Knaus has a question about something, and that's okay.
I think it was about the time taken for the side out warning, and then they didn't. I don't know.
Yeah. So Uselding still at quarterback. They're handing it off. Not
a lot there.
The Panthers' run defense is getting tougher.
I think Port's going to be happy going in 7-0, and then they're going to get the ball to begin the second half. So they're not going to go crazy here. They have not thrown the ball at all that I can remember.
They went back to throw, and I think the quarterback just hung onto the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and you'd think. I know they have a decent passing attack. They have one of the better receivers in the conference. Useling's a decent quarterback. And Lippies can outrun a lot of these people, but he couldn't outrun Jake Steiner.
Oh, that's not good tackling by number 2.
He didn't wrap him up.
I tell you, Dakota Creasy, he did a wonderful job of getting in the right spot, but then he put his shoulder down, blocked him down. No, you wrap. You got to go and wrap. The coaches will talk about that in game film.
We're going to find out now. It's 3rd and 6. It's down to 1:10 to go in the first half. Again, you have an excellent tight end and an excellent receiver. They're not both on the same side. So the Panthers try to get some pressure on Uselding. They're going to run a draw. I think that answers anything we thought, Brad. Right there.
The Panthers are not going to stop the clock either. They're going to let it run out. They're going to be happy going in 7-0. They've done a better job of defending right here.
What happens with the punt. Now, again, with a wet field, slippery football, no doubt, they can get a decent – no, they took timeout now. Now, Panthers take a timeout, and American Senior Benefits. Ryan Riley and Kristen Heidemann, if you're retiring and eligible for Medicare, turning 65, or just curious to find out if your plan is the right one for you, American Senior Benefits is there to help. Ryan Riley and Kristen Heidemann are experienced in providing personalized service to explain and guide you through the Medicare process, provide you through a free needs analysis with options available at the lowest cost for the best health care coverage. Call Ryan at 207-0731 or Kristen at 207-8037 to set up an appointment at your home or in their office. American Senior Benefits, they're here to help. Again, if you're interested, and believe me, we cannot do football, volleyball, boys and girls basketball, wrestling, softball. Last year we tried to do a lot of things because of COVID. Now that people can come back in a little bit, we aren't doing as much of that. But any support is a great help. If you're a business, we're getting more customers going. So Jake Steinert back by himself. I'm sure he's probably instructed right now, hey, listen, if you can't catch it, let her go in this one.
In this kind of weather, I agree with you. You know how I feel about the ball being on the ground. With this kind of weather, he's plenty deep.
Snap. Oh, a nice kick. Fair caught it. So the Panthers will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 19, 42.7 seconds to go. I believe they'll keep it on the ground.
I think Coach Knaus was thinking, okay, take the timeout in case of a bad snap, something over the head, stop, they dropped the ball or whatever.
And there's probably no use taking it into the locker room. So the Panthers are down to one timeout. Port's not going to take any. They're going to get the ball to start the second half.
They might even go to a kneel procedure here just because you want to take care of the ball.
Good high school football game. Unfortunate, the weather is a factor with these two good football teams, but we can't control the weather. If we could, we'd be making a lot more money.
1st and 10 Panthers.
Nella at quarterback. He's going to look to throw it. He might throw it out to the sideline, back through Steinert's hands. A little bit of he cut, and I think Jake slipped just a bit on his cut. So you weren't afraid to throw the ball.
Well, the rain is not hard, but it's consistent here now again.
Well, it's cooled down nicely, too. No mosquitoes. Yeah, this is...
Well, you get one or two of these games a season. We've had two now.
Oh, yeah.
We got a ways to go, too.
Mello with the carry, right up the middle. Picks up a couple. Now the Panthers by the time they unbundle here, can let it run out. And once they put it down, under 25 if they want, they don't have to run another play.
Yeah, I think both teams are happy to let the clock run out. Port will receive the ball at the beginning of the second half, and if they establish something, they get right back in this game, and Panthers will make their defensive adjustments and their offensive adjustments. I tell you, I like what the Panthers did early, going right at them.
Yeah, they did. And so Scott Richards, Brad Volbrecht, Kurt Zolp will be back for the second half from Plymouth High School.
You got the 50-50 ticket. I got the number here one more time, 612-191. That's your number. Claim your money on the back of the Panther.
What do you want me to do with this? That bag's gone. Just don't worry about it.
You just put it inside. It's inside.
I'll put it under the belt.
Yeah, it's never going to get up. Lift up your foot.
Welcome back to the second half of Plymouth Panther football. As the Panthers kick off, we're good to go now. It took us a while to get things going. Port picks it up at about the 5-yard line. They had a great kick return in the first half. This one, not bad considering, up to the 30-yard line. Scott Richards, Brad Mulbrick, and Kurt Zalp here to bring you the second half of tonight's football game and some somewhat inclement weather. The winds died down a little bit. The rain is supposed to be stopped for a little while, Brad, but you know, who knows how.
There's another wave coming, Scott. Another wave coming, but that's okay. You know, it's the same for both teams. Had some nice conversations at halftime. Dave Hellstead always has good insight. Yeah. Stopped by Clayton Moore. Nothing. I mean, he doesn't have a lot to offer, Scott.
Yeah. So, Port Washington moved the ball, did not get a score. They had a chance there at the Panthers 39, and their first throw. Well, Struby's back on the field. I'll tell you what, you throw the ball to the outside like that, you know, the Panthers have some stuff that they can do, and their defense, some things that they're working with.
Well, one of the things that this coaching staff has done is kind of work with the kids of coming once the guy winds up and makes a throw, coming off a route and jumping another route, and that's kind of what Struby was doing there. Not soon enough to get a pick, but soon enough to punish the guy a little bit and make a nice play.
So he's back on the defensive side of the ball. They may keep Sauce in on offense from what I was hearing at halftime. Second and a long 7 for Port Washington. The wind's really whipping up now. Usually looking to throw again. A little bit of pressure. He gets outside. He's going to run for the first down and then some. Oh, they're going to get a horse collar. He breaks free. I think that's what it's going to be, Brad. What do you think?
Well, a horse collar has to be, you got to take him down. He let go.
I don't know.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Unless we're going to try to get the ad book. Again,
we're going to get here. Personal foul, horse collar. You're calling it, Scott.
I couldn't get the ad book. He
would have been better off holding on, take him down right there instead of letting go. But you know, you do the right thing for the safety of the game. Well, this is what Port Washington wanted to have happen: is get something going really quick.
Right away. Well, they've come back and they decide, hey, we cannot stay away from that Panther pass defense. Their first pass was well defended, but usually got free and picked up a big gain, and then they tack on 15. So it's 1st and 10. Port Washington already down to the Panther 25-yard line, 10:54 into the third quarter.
Panthers got it, I believe.
First down, Panthers.
I'll tell you what, that's where coaches you've got everything going, and that's the second time they botched. I think they botched them. He may not have had it on the snap. I don't know.
I don't think the snap ever got back to me. He was waiting for it. I think the centers just muffed the snap.
It might have been the center muffed it, yeah. And, you know, no kid wants to do that. It's a mistake that they make at every level. But you've driven the ball again. On your first play of the game, you fumble a snap or something happened with the snap.
I'm curious to see what we do offensively in the second half because, you know, if that's a big break for the Panthers, but it's a huge break if they can go down and get a score. And I believe they can. I think they're a lot stronger coming right at him a little bit here.
Now looks for the gap. It gets outside. Outside contains stop, but he still picks up a good 2 yards. So 2nd and 8 for the Panthers.
Mello was looking to cut it up all along there, but I'll tell you, the
Port strung it out pretty well.
The Pirates did a nice job of getting on the edge and just kind of reading them out and kind of like push them to the sideline. Most people will tell you got to turn the play in. Not always. If you make it bounce, which means make him go farther back and outside, you can make some plays on that, and that's kind of what they did there. 2nd
and 8. Panthers really getting it spread out at the top on the wide side of the field. Dylan Sauce, I think, will play most of the time at running back this half. Mello looks up the middle, gets up some good yardage, runs hard, just shy of the first down. Faked the handoff to Sauce and then picked up enough. He's about a yard short.
Well, you know, what's interesting about that play, Scott, is he got ahead of the lead back. And Sauce was supposed to lead that after a fake.
Oh, they gave him the first down.
Follow. It was a great spot.
Struby back in the game at running back. Sauce will take a little breather. So first down for the Panthers.
Well, now the weather's perfect. A little wind, but not terrible. No rain.
Your idea of perfect and mine are two different things. Now another fake handoff. I tell you, and he sees that gap up the middle. Away he goes.
I like that play because the last time they ran that play, Fort Washington was all over it, and this time they would have been all over it again. It took the guy that's going to make the defensive play on the pitch man out of the play, and then they ran right up where he vacated.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have kids playing offensive line, especially on the left side. A couple of them have hardly played the spot.
Yes.
They're doing okay. They're hanging in there. They're sticking their nose in, and they're you don't get that run without some blocks in that offensive line and tight end.
Well, I'll mention him right after this play if I can, if I have them all right.
Struve gets the ball, weaves and bobs, and gets another first down into Port territory at the Port. No, excuse me, still in the Panther territory at the Panther 47-yard line.
Well, number 51, Grant Litke is in there, along with Jake Miller, Ben Robinson, Oliver Sheets, and Wyatt Moore. That was the starting lineup. I think they are all out there yet. We have a clock stoppage here. I believe the clock was running when...
On the first down.
Yeah, it should have stopped while they were spotting the ball. And what they'll do is they'll radio up here and say, hold the clock for this many seconds or until I chime it in.
So they'll call up to the clock master and see what they can do. Oh, no, they're running it now. Maybe they stopped them when they weren't supposed to. Whatever case, it's running.
First and 10 for the Panthers.
Okay, the clock did not start when they wanted it to. Now they're caught into it. Not a big deal.
Struve slips. That happens. You know, you're making a cut.
It looked like a leg gave out from underneath him more than anything else.
Well, everything changes when the wet field. If you're a flat-footed runner, which is not necessarily natural, the quicker kids are not, it's a little easier to cut. They always talk about Devontae Adams, the way he can plant and cut. He can plant the whole foot. But, we're both playing on the same field. So
absolutely. That's a tough break, though, because the Panthers were getting good first down movement right off the bat. In fact, that play could have gone pretty good.
2nd and 11. Now nice fake to Struve. I tell you, he carries that pile. He was stopped basically at the line of scrimmage and picks up about 3 or 4 yards.
It's 3rd and 6.
Struve will come off and sauce back on. That's a gain of about almost 6 yards. You got 3 or 4 at the beginning on that first play where Struve went down. You'd be sitting pretty good.
So again, every play in these big games are big. I say it, but they are. For Port, you hold them, you're going to get decent field position. From the Panther, you want to keep the drive going. Now it drops back, looks to the swing. There it is. Sauce gets it. It does not pick up the first. He's going to be short.
Awfully close.
Ooh. Well, we couldn't see where it went out. He's going to be
4th and about 1.
4th and 1. Now the question would be, coaches, do you want to give him a?
1 for the Panthers.
Yeah, that's all it is too.
44-yard line.
Now this is where you've been getting it going. So
Coach Knaus is in this discussion.
What they're going to run, I'm guessing you're going to run your quarterback.
They're going to end up taking a timeout before they make this decision.
Yeah, they're going to have to. And
you might as well take it right now.
I think. Yeah, because the clock stopped, so it didn't make any difference.
Right.
So, while the clock has stopped.
What do you do here, Scott?
I think they're going to go, and they've had success with Mella. You don't have to hand off the ball with a slippery field. Lead back and see if you can pick up a yard. He's been pretty successful.
You get under center and just say, let's get at it?
They just don't. They just don't do it much. They might.
They did it a little bit.
They did. And they got Ben Robinson back.
Falls, they did it.
You got Robinson back at center, so they might. But anyway, the Paddock Clubs, 61 South Lake Street in downtown Elkhart, where Chef Lynn Chisholm celebrates the bounty from local farmers using old world techniques. Wednesday and Thursday give you an opportunity for small plate specials while still offering the regular menu. The Paddock Club open Wednesday through Saturday. Dining served in the bar, dining room, or contactless through takeout beginning at 4:30. Comfort food made with love for you and your family. Miller & Belt Incorporated, Hillendale Road. If you're serious about your lawn, you should get a lawn or garden tractor sold by someone who is dedicated to knowing the product. That's why more and more people realize the value in purchasing lawn and garden tractors from a local independent simplicity dealer like Miller & Belt. Offer test drives, financing, service techs, anything you need. best way to a beautiful lawn through Miller and Belt.
For
So
the Panthers, Port Washington 44-yard line.
Well, they're in shotgun.
Mella can see a hole a little bit then. There he goes. And
he's not going to get it.
I don't think so.
I think he should have not dipped
Just
outside.
go straight forward.
Yeah, exactly. Put the nose down and go.
Go straight ahead.
For no gain, Port Washington first
I said
in that situation, he was looking bigger, and he needed to look at 2 yards.
Once you're angled, you're not when you're north south.
Right.
And most football fields, I think, if not all, run north and south. You know, you can run over people. Once you get angled, though, then you struggle a little bit. So Port takes over, holds serve after their fumble. Port's at their own 40, just shy of the 45. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter again. Port Washington trails the Plymouth Panthers 7-0. So they threw the ball a little bit on the first series. The running back didn't carry the ball at all. It was all Usleding or getting it out to Lippy, who drops the ball.
And he was wide open. If he catches that ball clean, he's going to go for 8-9 yards.
That was a case where he turned. No, that's a ball you got to catch.
Absolutely.
He's talking to the quarterback now, and maybe it wasn't perfect, but on a night like tonight, you aren't going to see much perfect. You're right. He's open. He's going to pick up 10, 15, 20 yards.
It was interesting on that play because Struve usually goes to the wide side, but I think they got to match up on a certain person.
Well, he's been sort of matching up on Lippy, and now they're changing. They're changing some. They're not. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but it's 2nd and 10 regardless. I got another fumble. The Panthers got it. If I'm the coach right now, I might pack that one away.
Well, you look at that and you go, okay. He wanted to give it, but he didn't give it clean. He rode it a little long, and then when he let go, it was out of the hip. And
it's sort of like if you're on stage, you play to the crowd a little bit, and it's not going for him. So it's just a bad exchange. Can't blame either one, but it's a bad exchange. And
first down Panthers on the Port Washington.
Devontae Funchess on the recovery there.
Yep, I think this is his first game he's playing.
I believe so.
Yep, Daviante.
They've been excited about getting him back because he brings some energy.
And he's good size. So, Panthers in Port territory at the 42. Mel in the backfield, backs on either side. Mel's going to look to throw it right away and gets it outside. Boy, it's just getting hard to catch it. Partly it's getting cold. You know, you lose that little grip on your fingers, and it's just getting, they haven't, Lippy dropped him. He's a good receiver. He's a good receiver. So,
what I would like to see is a little bit of that. They've been really good in between the tackles, and I think Port is kind of like really geared for that. Maybe something a little misdirection out of a dive or something in the middle. I think that would be huge for them. I really do, and I think it would maybe put a little pressure on the edges.
Well, 2nd and 10. Steinert in motion. They hand it to Sauce up the middle. Picks up about 3. That was a little bit of misdirection. Usually they sort of setting something up with that to try to get it to Steinert in another situation. I tell you, he showed me some speed last week. He got to the outside and wow, he just flew down the sideline. He had a nice game, a running touchdown and a receiving touchdown.
Well, it was nice to escape with a win last week for sure.
Yep.
It didn't look good for a while, but the kids came through, and they were a little under adversity. Coach Grant was not available, and they had a lot of injuries on the offensive line.
So 3rd and 7. Again, Mermella's been dangerous as he goes back to pass. If you don't corral him, he's picked up a lot of yards. Good throw to Needus right over the middle. I talk to people. Jeb likes running. He likes passes over the middle.
Exactly. I think he's so much better throwing over the middle.
They expect him to go outside. There was a great pocket by the line. Mella looked good in the pocket. Hit Needus right on the numbers.
And I'm going to give a little call out to Ryan Kroll. I believe he was in the backfield. Cole in the backfield there, and he helped pick up that Bunyan, was it? Bunyan.
Yeah,
Bunyan. He helped pick him up. Gave Mella plenty of time. Good finish.
He just slithers through, picks up a good 3 yards, maybe 4. So it'll be second down and 6, down to the Port Washington, just past the 25-yard line.
Anytime you finish a run on a lean and you're going forward, and I don't care if you go down, but go forward on a lean.
That time he just turned it up, and you're right, and he's a good size, good athlete. So obviously 4 down territory. The rain has stopped, the wind has picked up, and it's definitely dropped about 15 degrees. So Sauce in the backfield to Mella's right. Andrew Miller at the bottom of the screen. In motion. They hand it to Sauce. Oh, shot a gap. Port shot a gap on that baby.
They certainly did, and they basically stunted and came right into the play. I mean, it was a perfect defensive call. Nothing you can do about that sometimes, Scott.
So 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9 for the Panthers.
At the same time, we're eating up some clock. I mean, it's only 7-0. One score either which way is huge.
Well, and again, our defense has recovered 2 fumbles in the second half alone.
Right.
Nice throw, nice catch, Andrew Miller.
He's going to be real close.
Nice throw, nice catch, nice pattern.
I believe he got a terrible spot because he caught that ball at about the 18-yard line.
So it's just inside the 19 now, huh?
Yep. About 9.5. So bring up
3rd and very short. They're going to go for this.
It's going to be 4th down.
Oh, they're bringing the chains over. Couldn't see who was on the chain crew tonight. I think.
I believe it's going to bring up 4th down because it was 3rd and 9,
Yep.
I believe. So
Yep.
it'll be 4th and short.
4th and
well,
short.
here you go for it.
Yeah.
And here's where I go with this one. If it's that short, let's just tell the offensive line we're going to just
First one, just get somebody out of the way.
Exactly. And Miller's strong enough. If you get a little bit of a push, about that short. Yep, about 1.5 feet short.
4th down and about a foot.
While we're waiting, Plymouth Piggly Wiggly is your one-stop shop for all your party needs. Our meat department has certified Angus beef, the best steaks money can buy. Check out some of our signature items like pork sandwiches, steak sandwiches. Remember, shop the pig, go Panthers. So, Panthers will be their second.
Scooter, did you just have a big birthday not too long ago?
I'm older.
Yeah, 70?
We don't talk about that.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I can only hope I make it that far.
Yeah.
Fourth and 1. I might even get under center and just go right at it.
Especially
they've got
because
some good
you're
size up there, but
your most
you have the
experienced
count,
lineman.
you have the snap.
Your most
your advantage.
experienced lineman.
Watch this. They're going to go with a real quick deal here.
It'll
Watch
be
this.
interesting. Yep. Well, they had to use it. They've practiced it, right? And they got a guy pushing Mella, and that should be the first down.
And more.
Mella on the carry.
And their coaches are calling for a flag. Back in the day, you couldn't push. I think you can now.
You can. You just cannot pull.
Yeah.
And you cannot grab a defender off of them.
Right.
But you can get behind him and make what they call a scrum.
That would be defensive holding. So the Panthers 1st and 10 at the Port Washington 17. Again, they've got 2 turnovers, but they've made things happen. Port can't hang on to the ball, and that's partly to our credit because we're in the backfield. And so Cole and Sauce on either side of Mellon, 1st and 10.
They're bringing the house here.
Throwing it up for the big fella.
He caught it, Scott.
That was quite a catch. That was well covered. It was well thrown. That was well covered. But
it was a little underthrown, but the defender never really got it. But I'll tell you, Jeb grabbed it so clean and tucked it away so fast.
He threw it over one defender and in front of another defender. And Nita's I have to smile because he's the most likable, easygoing kid. There's a little fire in his belly, no question. And so 2 big catches on that drive. That was the biggest, of course. So on play to a kick, Mel is going to hold. The snap is good. The kick is down, and it's a well kicked. So 14-0. I expect this to be a close football game, and it is. But the Panthers have taken advantage of turnovers.
Absolutely. That, like I said, any score, either which way, is going to be a big plus. Now we've got basically an advantage where they really have to get after it to get going because all the drives have taken so long, and we're down to less than 4 minutes in this third quarter. The possessions have been really, really long. So I got to believe that Port Washington's going to open it up or look for a big play?
Tell you what, we're going to give some credit to our student section. They're loud. They're fluorescent.
They are very fluorescent.
Must be fluorescent night, which is just fine, whatever they want to wear. But they're here. And this kind of weather, good for them. Good for them. Go to every event you can. Kids are there in high school, and
Absolutely.
the community usually is very, very supportive of everything our kids do, whether it's at a sporting event, a music event, clubs, plays, whatever. They're supportive, and that's what makes the community strong. So plate to kick off. Again, Port has had chances.
And we're fortunate that we can, we can sit home and watch it just as well, but
Yep.
it's not the same as when you get out there. But tonight's kind of tough.
Those kids are having a good time. And again, they got to be active to stay warm. Plate kick is short. Cleanly fielded at the 15. Gets a break. Gets caught. Makes it out to the 36. Their kick return team has done a good job. So 3:19 to go in the third quarter, and the Plymouth Panthers lead the Port Pirates 14-0. I know we have our defense has played well.
Yes.
But again, we are so opportunistic. We've been able to take advantage of muffed plays by Port, but we took advantage of them. We were on the football. We had guys that were alert. You can do, all teams do fumble drills.
Absolutely. Right now, Port has not taken care of the ball very well.
No.
But we have also been Johnny in a spot, being aggressive and getting on those fumbles.
I think Jake Shutter's in at one of the linebacker spots right now. They're looking for a little. Usualding gets free again. He's gonna not quite pick up the first down. They sent one receiver deep. The swing pass was there, but I don't think it would have been a huge gainer. Nonetheless, second and a short 2.
Don't be surprised if you see a defensive adjustment where you have that controlled rush where you try to keep in a pocket. If he comes out, you got to spy on him. And it's very common when you see that they're taking advantage of a zealous rush.
So, 2nd and 2 again. A lot of time left in the football game. Lippy in motion. Uselding carries it behind him. Gets very little. Good play by the Panther defense.
First down, Port Washington.
But they do get a first down. The clock stops while the chains move. They're taking longer to huddle, I noticed, since the start of the game.
I was just going to say that, Scott. At this point, you want them in and out very quickly. That, like you said, the sugar huddle, get up there and go.
It's not working if they're not doing it. So here again, the wind is a crosswind, and it gusts, and when it gusts, it lets you know. But it's died a little bit right now. So the Ports spread them out a little bit. Snap to Uselding. He's going deep. It's a nice throw. The receiver fell down. The wind affected it, and the receiver just tried to stop, just couldn't do it.
The only bad thing about that is we did have a breakdown in coverage there. Again, somebody got behind us, and we just can't allow that. The safety wasn't able to get over. That kid catches the ball,
they sent a receiver down the middle that occupied the safety for a while. If he gets rid of it quicker, and this is really nitpicking, but he threw it, and that's a long throw because it's from the left hash to the right sideline.
I'm sure the wind held that up.
It did. And then the poor kid just, fell down trying to stop and come back. Break for the Panthers. We'll take them. He's going to carry it again. He's going to carry it a lot. Dances, gets out of bounds, picks up.
I believe there's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Huh, that'll be an interesting one.
I don't think everybody got set.
Here it's a procedure penalty.
Procedure of sorts.
Some kind. Well, they're moving the football. Plymouth Furniture, Eastern Avenue, carries over 40 mattress styles on display from Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, Stearns & Foster. Plymouth has a large selections of furniture mattresses for every room in the house. They carry quality brands like Frex Steel, Southern Motion, Best & Ashley. Make sure to visit the back clearance center, Plymouth Furniture.
Right now, the coaches are not happy with where the kids are setting themselves up.
Well, it's 2nd and 15. Again, penalty, a miscue on unfortunate for Port in the pass. A little different formation. They put their tight end at the bottom of the screen. You're not even looking that way.
Well, they're going to get their penalty back in maybe a yard. Not about 5 yards.
Yeah, they needed a chunk play on that one. They got 5. Makes it easier for them, but they needed more than that. The thing is, they went with a pass, short pass to Lippine. He's a good player, but on the short side of the field, the Panthers played it well. They didn't give up that big chunk play. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
You know, right now you just want them to use their own clock up and just, you know, keep them, you know, in front of you at all time. No big play.
Ooh, love that one.
No flag.
There's going to be a kid caught. Well, they went too deep, and they only sent 3 people out. And the Panthers covered very, very, very well.
Mark Troca on a blitz.
They sent the linebacker. But there was nobody open. There was no drag over the middle. It was almost 2 flies and a short pass.
Trying to get all their personnel on the field.
Well, I think
that's high school kids. You got to be aware of down and distance.
They had somebody that was out a little bit. So, nice snap. About as good a kick as you can get. Panthers are going to get the ball in great shape. Panthers with the ball at their own 34-yard line. So, 1:10 to go in the third quarter. Panthers lead 14-0. 2020 Visions, Dr. Sharon Roberts and Brad Wickman. Just a reminder, at 2020 Visions, we do accept insurance for employees of Kohler, Sargento Masters Gallery, Johnsonville, and many more. You can find us on Facebook, 2020 Visions, or check out our website, 20-20visions.com. So the Panthers, that's good position for the Panthers.
You know, and basically, if you get, let's say you get 2 or 3 first downs, get 2 first downs. You're going to eat up this quarter and a portion of the fourth quarter. You can feel good about that, even if you have to punt the ball away. But get 2 first downs would be wonderful. They're bringing a house now.
They're going to start, yeah. They've decided that's what we got to do.
Sheboygan Falls did the same thing. They were bringing a house all the time and all that, and our group had a tough time picking it up, just like they're having it right now. And that's a young group up in front, offensive line-wise.
It's a little bit risk-reward, but in high school, you know, they're high school kids.
Right.
You know, you can bring people and make things happen.
You know, one thing that you can do, too, against that is if you have your tight end and everything else, wait for that blitz and go ahead and fake that and then do a little dump pass.
So, 2nd and 14. The Panthers backed up now to their own 30-yard line. 33 seconds. Should be the last play of the third quarter. Mello rolls a little bit to his right. There's that little screen, and it's picked off. Boy, that was up for grabs. That was just up for grabs on that one. But again, it was hard to identify where the back or the receiver was. I don't think it's a bad call. Just didn't go so good.
It's thrown too far again, but it's not easily seen by the quarterback because the way it's set up in the front up there.
And Port played it well.
Screens to the side. If you're going to do it in the middle, you better make sure that running back is nowhere near down the field.
So 25.6 seconds to go in the quarter. On the turnover, Port has not run their running back very much. Of course, they've snuffed. Pass to the outside. He dodges a little, picks up a few more yards. It's going to be a first down. Port inside the Panther 25. 16.6 seconds on the carry out of bounds. The clock will stop. I thought we were going to see the last play.
Yeah. Well, he could have been tackled in bounds, but we didn't tackle very well there.
He did a good job of scooting along the sideline. Again, the Panthers up 14-0. 16.6 left in the third. Plymouth has 2 timeouts left. Port has 3. It's early for that, but.
Well, you just don't want to give up that quick play.
Panthers making a few changes.
Person on the field.
They brought Andrew Miller, more of a defensive back. Jordan Miller, more of a linebacker. Toss sweep to the left side.
Good job.
Good job of turning it in. The runner turned it up, picked up about 3, and it's more good news, Brad. It's raining again.
Jake Shutter did a nice job of setting that edge there.
He turned it in.
There are certain situations where he's got to come flying up there and make that happen. He did, and they turned it up. They got 4 yards. They probably should have only got 1 or 2, but that's a good job.
So at the end of 3, the Panthers up 14-0, and the rain's coming down. That gives us a chance to bring you a message from State Farm Insurance and Financial Services. Jim Schultz, your agent. Football fans know some things go together. Quarterbacks and receivers, face paint, and super fans, game days, and tailgates. State Farm and Jim Schultz know another winning combination, home and auto. Jim and his team are here to help life go right when you combine your home and auto insurance, which saves time and money. So get your home and auto on the same team and score some savings. Call State Farm agent Jim Schultz today at 893-9668. Meyer Motors, Plaza Lane, has certified service, sales, parts, and emissions testing. They have a wide variety of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. They've been doing business in Plymouth since 1926 and pride themselves on customer service with a touch of hometown comfort. Visit them online and review inventory, service parts, and get to know discounts. You can also connect with Instagram, TikTok, and even Facebook. Meyer Motors, small town dealership, big town service. We look forward to seeing you soon. So, Port Washington, 2nd and a long 6, inside Panther territory at the 19-yard line.
Got to make him work hard for every yard now.
Well, and this wind is really whipping
coming
up.
Down, and it's pretty windy besides.
Well, the running back carried the ball. Said he hadn't done that long. Boy, he just did a job.
He has not seen the ball a lot, but right there, you're going to say, got to give him the ball
straight
more.
north-south. Yeah, they carry it down just shy of the 10. The only thing that does is they can get a first down. I'll tell you, this is starting to be not fit for man, they're beast. We got to be nuts.
Now, they got a 1st and 10 at the 11. You don't mind it at the 11 because it gives them very little field to work with, but you got to stop it up early.
Well, that run told me that if I'm them, I'm going to try that again. Well, slant over the middle. You think, boy, he put a lot of juice on it, but was hard just off the fingertips of the receiver.
On a dry night, he might have been able to haul that in. That would have been a tough catch.
Well, again, it's harder to make cuts, but play was there. The weather definitely impacted that baby. Well, they talked about, you watched, I'm sure you did too, some of that golf tournament, how the wind affected things.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have affected you and I.
No, that's because we hit him along the ground.
Pretty much we scoot him, if we hit him at all.
Loose ball again. You know, and some people say, well, officials aren't keeping that ball dry. Well, that's responsibility of the sideline. The guy that's putting the ball down, their umpire, he's done a real nice job of covering up the ball and wiping it down every time, and he'll hold it till the end.
Yeah.
He's doing everything he has to do.
When the ball goes down, and when the ball goes down, it gets wet. Now, I wouldn't put it down right now yet, though.
I thought that was early, but, you know, Port Washington has a responsibility getting in on a huddle just as well, too, but I would have held on
they've really
the ball
slowed. Well, of course, it's such a huge play for them. 3rd and 10 at the 11. I think you'll see the Panthers bring somebody. They've done that this quarter.
I worry about a quarterback scramble here. Oh, right through the hands.
They dropped.
I believe
Cole got a piece of it.
Cole was right there. I don't know if it went through his hands, but I think he might have got a hand on it. Read very well by inside
receiver
linebacker.
Was
He's
sort
only
of
a sophomore, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In fact, our 2 linebackers, Troca and Cole, are sophomores. You know, the thing about it is that the receiver was looking for interference. I didn't see anything. Did you?
Yeah.
I see. They watch a lot of TV.
Yeah.
So,
big play here,
4th and 10. They can get a first down, but
they
the
come
Panthers,
up dry here. That's huge.
Well, again, they muffed a exchange, center QB exchange, and there's no to blame on this stuff tonight. And
loose ball. We're
going to
get turnovers on downs rather.
Poor John Bunyan is a good guy and a good coach.
That's twice now where the center has not been able to get the ball back just because you can't handle it.
Well, Plymouth hasn't had that problem.
No, and
Wallace State Bank, local independent like you. Wallace State Bank, serving the community since 1913. 4 seasons comfort, quality service with comfort in mind is all about quality service with your comfort in mind, servicing all of Sheboygan County. They specialize in installing and servicing residential cooling and heating systems. Give them a call at 893-8900. Mella is going to hang on to it and picks up 3 yards.
Yep.
Yeah, they've had Brett. 6, maybe more. Muffs. They've moved the ball. They've done some really nice things.
But you had to believe at halftime the point of emphasis was let's take care of the ball. Let's not put it on the ground, and they've done it a lot. 4 times I think this half.
Well, and it takes again. They're high school kids. It just
right.
Poor kids they don't want to do that. The weather is not good, but again, our kids have been able to handle it.
One thing I noticed here is Sauce does not have a helmet on, and quite often they take the helmet away to make sure that you're not going to go in.
Well, he got hit pretty good, and it was up high a little bit. Milla to the outside, picks up about another one. I'm looking. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Brad. I think that's a precautionary thing. Now, I haven't seen if Struey's back in. I'm looking for that.
Well,
the other kid that's a pretty good running back is Troca, but he's dinged up a little bit too. Has been since the first game of the season.
He's had a bad ankle from day one. Very first game against North, he did his ankle up pretty good, and he's gradually coming back to his form.
Under 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Panthers up 14-0. That might be that's a big lead with the weather the way it is right now and the way the Panthers have been playing.
You just don't want to turn the ball over and get them good field position.
Let Miller carry it, and then they'll let their defense take over. Picks up another 3, so it'll be up 4th and 2. Panthers are going to punt. Miller's your punter.
3-yard gain. Brings up 4th and 3rd.
They haven't called for the punt team yet.
I think they're going to just take their time, let a little clock run down. Yep, there they come.
They don't have the punt team out.
No,
they're going to go with the short punt, I'll bet. They're going to go with
try to draw them off sides.
Drop back about 5 feet. Or 2 or 3 yards maybe, and he'll punt it. They go in a regular formation, and he'll drop back. Can't believe they're going to go for it here. Field position. That way, there was nobody there to defend.
They just got a 5-yard penalty, or they got a delay. They got a delay game.
Flag on the play. Delay of game on the Panthers.
That's. It took them too long to get the playoff.
Well, they did take quite a while to get the play going, and it is what it is. Here comes the punt team. I don't like giving up 5 yards like that, Scott. Not in this position, but I think maybe they just, underestimated the time.
Well, and I think they had, some of the kids went up to set. That's legal, but they didn't do it all. I thought it was going to be a procedure. There's bigger raindrops coming, I just noticed. That's a nice snap. That's a good kick.
Punt.
Fair catch by Lippy. Ford has the ball inside Panther territory again. Plymouth Glass, East Main Street, kitty corner from Library is a family-run business, underserved the people of our community. They can take care of all your glass needs, home, business, whatever. PJ Campbell at the depot, and I can't keep these things apart sometimes here. PJ Campbell's at the depot, 114 Depot Road is a casual dining experience in a historic train depot converted into a restaurant. Join our family and enjoy comfort food, which includes steaks, ribs, sandwiches, and German favorites, something for everyone. And you can get carryout open Tuesday through Sunday at 4 o'clock.
33-yard punt in these conditions, Scott. Excellent.
Good. And I'll tell you what, that's a little double handoff.
Let's think about that a little bit. They've had trouble taking care of the ball, and they go with a double handoff. That would concern me.
They're braver than me, but it picks up 4 yards. 2nd and 6, down to 8 minutes in the ball game.
Well, if they can make them really work for anything they get right here, maybe a pick 6. We haven't had one this game, have we?
No, it's about time.
It's about time.
Well, Uselding gave up on that bet. I'll tell you, our defensive backs have done a nice job.
Yep.
There's not a lot of room. Bank First takes great pride in supporting our community, and they do a wonderful job of that. They believe by working together we can transform lives and build stronger communities for our future generations. Giving back has allowed Bank First to develop meaningful relationships with local families, businesses, and non-profit organizations. They believe these relationships make us a better community. It's different at first. Bank First.
Brings up 3rd and 6. Right under center here. That's all right.
It's great for
They're both defending it.
Pass intended for number 3, Matthew Esselman falls incomplete.
I think you're going to see Port Washington go for it here. We're down to
I think they got no choice.
They got scored twice. They've got to get the ball.
Well, we talked how fast that first half was. Second half has not been. But that's because both teams have put the ball in the air a little bit.
Yep.
Turnovers. Port has 3 timeouts, but they got to get a first down. Then the Panthers, you'll see them grind, especially in this situation. Our defensive backs have really done a good job. There's a good throw. It was still well defended. It was just a good timing throw. So Port does pick up a first down, 1st and 10 at the Panther 36-yard line whenever I see where they put it down.
Good pitch and catch, and Struve was playing soft just because you don't want that big play over the top. The clock's going to keep running here on Port Washington, and that's okay. That's what we want. And they've got to score twice, and they've been down there twice, and they've given up the ball on downs and on a fumble.
Well, they haven't gotten the big play.
They have not.
I mean, Lippy's their big play receiver. They just haven't gotten it. Usually breaks 3 again. He's going to pick up another first down inside the 26 to the just shy of the Panther 25-yard line. I didn't think he's going to squirt out of there, but he did.
We've had a tough time containing him. I shouldn't say that. We've contained him, but once he gets past the rush, there's nobody there. And like I said, they might go to a shadow, but right now they're just defending the big play over the top. They'll let him have 5-10 yards at a time, but they'll get tighter as it gets closer to the end zone.
That was out to Lippy. Oh, we're going to get a late hit on the Panthers.
That was not a late hit. That's a terrible call. If you ask me,
watching,
I saw it.
Yep.
And he was right there.
So he was there on the release.
Yes.
That's not a late hit then, unless you hit him in the head.
You didn't go to the head. You go down. They just hit him in the back and knocked him down. That's Shutter. And he made a heck of a play. I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, I was watching the pass, and it was just a little bit off. Well, they walk off the penalty. Advanced Eye Care, Drs. Tim and Cheryl know performing your best on the field. Diamond Gym requires total eye fitness. The Advanced Eye Care staff can take care of all your eye health needs with total vision and eye health testing, treatment of injuries, diseases, and a guaranteed contact lens program. That's Advanced Eye Care, leading the way in total vision wellness. So, first down. They've been down here before, Brad. They've been inside the 15 3 times anyway, and have come up empty-handed, much to the credit of the Panthers.
Ball's on the ground again. So that center is having a heck of a time.
He's having a tough time.
And sometimes that kid can snap the ball in his drive because he's got small hands. But when you got small hands and you got this wet conditions, he might be struggling because then you put 2 hands on a ball.
Well, they're in the shotgun. It sometimes is easier. Again, it's a high school kid.
Absolutely.
So 2nd and 10 at the 13. Snap to Uselding. He's looking. Fires it over the middle. That's a tough pass, man.
Yeah.
He's got a nice arm. That's just a tough pass. They got a
if he
4
threaded that, the kid was open enough, but there was pretty good coverage under and over.
It was 6'4", 230-pound tight end.
Yeah.
I'm just, much like we used Unitas on that little alley-oop or jump ball play. The tight end is now split out at the top of the screen. They're kind of shading him. They got Struve on him, and they're shading the safety. They're actually putting the safety in against the slot. Broken up.
There's your alley-oop you're asking for, and actually he had a chance to reel that in, and Struve just got a hand in there.
4th and 10 at the Panther 13-yard line.
So the Panthers hold here. 5:27 to go in the ball game. Again, the Panthers up 14-0. Port's going to take a timeout. They're going to have to come up with their super-duper play. Well, they do. Van Horn Automotive Group, County Road O in Plymouth, understands that the way people shop cars is changing, and programs that provide added value are important. Not only do they have over 3,000 vehicles to choose from, 19 dealerships, but you can buy a vehicle entirely online at vanhornauto.com. Van Horn can have it delivered. They also have value add programs such as 90-day test drive and oil changes for life. All from the only employee-owned automotive group in Wisconsin. Van Horn, family-born, employee-owned. Huberty. Having a hard time straightening this out. A destination for innovation and inspiration for all our clients, employees, and communities. Whether it's personal, tax needs, business needs, consultation, or your home. Contact Huberty. They begin by learning about your unique needs to find the perfect mix of services in any phase of life. So Port, 4th and 10, they're going to split it out as much as they can. They can get a first down at the 3, but here's where it's hard for Uselding to scramble. There just isn't any room.
Right now I'd have a spy on them for sure.
Yeah, we got movement. So they're going to have a tougher time with it. And while they do, I'm going to read the
False start on Fort Washington.
ad from American Senior Benefits. Ryan Riley and Kristen Heidemann. If you're retiring and eligible for Medicare, turning 65, or just curious to find out if your plan is the right one for you, American Senior Benefits is here to help. Ryan Riley and Kristen Heidemann are experienced by providing personalized service. They can consult with you at your home or at their office. Call Ryan at 207-0731 or Kristen at 207-8037. And again, we want to thank all the sponsors. We got them all in.
It makes it possible for them people at home to hear you and I.
Well, they might turn off the TV. All right, they got a long ways to go for even a first down. They're going to have to get inside the 5.
Yeah, that didn't have it. The receiver really didn't even see the ball coming until he made the cut, and it was already thrown in the dirt. And I think the Panthers are the better team. I'd love to see this game played in better conditions, but it's the same for both teams, Scott.
The Panthers handled it. They handled the conditions. They
haven't put the ball on the ground.
No, they haven't. No, Port's moved the ball, and they've moved the ball against other teams, and this did affect their passing game. But the Panthers are up 14-0 with 5:21 to go. And if the Panthers can pick up a couple first downs, Port's got 2 timeouts left, but Panthers have had issues too. Struvy's been dinged up a little bit. Dylan
got something going here, Scott.
Mella's getting outside.
Mella on the carry.
I think the wind is out of the Port Sails. I mean, they've had chances, and they're a good team, well coached.
You have grandkids, I have grandkids, and most of the time when they play their sports and all that, you probably ask them the same thing I do. Did you have fun? It's so important, the competitive edge. And I'll bet you these high school kids are having fun. Part of it is winning, but part of it is they're a good group of kids.
Well, Port's,
they do a nice job.
Again, there's 5 minutes to go in the game, and anything can happen. But if the situation stays as it is, it's a long, cold ride home for a short half-hour drive for Port Washington. No, they've done some very nice things. You can see why they've got a good record. They've beaten a very good Pewaukee team. Mella, first carry on 1st and 10, if he picks up a yard, that's it. Good play by Port Washington. Their Panthers really have no reason to put the ball in the air right now.
I think you're going to see that play again, maybe something a little bit different, and maybe, they just don't want to put the ball on the ground. And,
Struvy's dinged up.
Yep.
Sauce is on the sideline. Troka's dinged up a little bit. You may see, that little toss forward to Jake Steiner. If it doesn't get completed, it's a forward pass. It's incomplete.
Right.
So you may see something in that regard.
But incomplete stops the clock, and you don't want to do that.
No, they want to keep it going.
But they did lose 2 yards on that play.
Struvey leading block. Mella looks for a spot to turn up. He finds one, picks up a couple yards. We didn't want.
He gave up the ball. I think it just got tore out of his hands, tell you the truth.
Yeah, Port got the ball. As I said, anything can happen. So 3:40.
I believe they had him up yet.
I think they did, and they took the ball out. 3:48 to go. Port has a sliver of life. They're in Panther territory at the 38. Not a lot of time. They have 2 timeouts.
Port has been real good in between the 30s and in between the 20s even, but they get inside the 20 and they just don't have it there. But plenty of time left for them to score. Their onside kick's always available. High school athletics are so much fun.
You never know what can happen.
They're going to be offsides on us. I think Mello might have got into the neutral zone.
Flag on the play.
It's interesting that the official on the opposite side makes that call when it happened on this side.
Then you just saw the head come down the line.
I guess.
1st and 5 on the 33-yard line.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's 1st and 5, but that's not relevant. Right now, Port has to get a score and get one pretty quickly.
They have 2 timeouts left. They're going to be throwing the ball, so the clock's not going to run much. You're going to go a ways here.
Now they're going to get a push in the back.
A block in the back.
Okay, by number 8, Nick Whistleton.
We got a block in the back by 81 on Struve. I'm not sure I'd throw that flag.
I wasn't so sure that it was significantly in the back either. I thought it was.
Well, Struve was coming up to make the play, and what is his name? Bunyan was right there. And what Bunyan should have done is put his hands up in the air and just made a screen.
Yeah.
You know, like a pick, like you would have in basketball. But he put his hands extended, and they're going to call that every time. 3:36 left, 14-0 Panthers, looking to stay undefeated. Scott, from here on.
Well, they called a hole, so maybe he grabbed them. We didn't see it.
Yeah, illegal block in the back, I believe.
Well, with our uniforms, it could be an illegal block in the black.
First down at 14.
Easy for me to say.
Yep.
At the Panther 42-yard line.
So, Saturday, tomorrow, the Panthers. Next week, I have to look back at the schedule. Threw it behind him.
Losing pass intended for number 3. Matthew Esselman calls incomplete, seconds and 14.
Well, I know they don't see Berlin till late in the year. Homecoming is going to be ripping. So we're probably looking at Campbellsport.
No, they're not in the conference. Waupun.
Oh, Waupun, I'm sorry. Waupun. I bet you that's who we have.
Yep. And Waupun is struggling yet.
After this game, the next most competitive game we have is probably Berlin.
They almost lost it again. It popped out of his hand again. It's just been a tough night.
Clock
again,
continues to run, which we don't mind.
The kids have played. The Ports played hard. They just had trouble holding on to the football. And again, to the Panthers' credit, they've taken advantage of it. They haven't scored a lot, but they've ground the clock a lot. It's under 3 minutes. Third and 11.
Hold them to nothing here. Force that fourth down again. A little pressure coming. He's going to go down for a loss.
They brought 5, and they did spy a little bit that time. They had somebody kind of hanging back.
And they brought both outside backers, and then maybe dropped somebody. I don't know, but that was a good pass rush because it kept him in the pocket, and he didn't have much time at all. So.
Yeah, and the thing is, he made a handoff fake, but the Panthers weren't worrying about a run on that one. They just were going to take care of any long passes. So. Clock runs.
Is really not in any hurry here. I think they've kind of conceded here. Panthers playing with a lot of pep yet, a lot of motion, looking to stay undefeated.
Useling's going to try to get the first down. My golly, he got it. That's a great run by Usling. He was on a mission.
Well, Struve ducked his head. That's how he got past Struve. But again, they just don't want to give up the big play.
Right.
And so they didn't have a spy there.
I didn't think he had a chance to get that first down. He did some nice things.
And it might not have been Struve. Maybe it was number 22. I'm not sure. I think it was Struve.
Nonetheless, Port, they're down under 2 minutes. They have 2 timeouts. They're down by 2 scores. Zling looking, going deep. Oh, they got a receiver open. Just not a good throw.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling he can't hardly grip this ball much better than the center has been able to. And I noticed the center has gloves on.
Okay.
That's something I would get rid of pretty quick.
Well, with this, the different gloves, they're a little sticky now. Maybe it works better, but that was another pass. If he can get it up, but again, he's throwing from this hash way to the other sideline. That's a tough throw. The wind has died a little bit. Doesn't mean I'm not cold.
We've had worse weather, Scott, by far.
And it's taking them a long time to get a play going here. They're going to get the.
Yeah, they're not in any hurry. Clock's not running here, but they've been slow in and out even when the time is running.
They're counting it down now. Uling squirts out again, picks up a couple yards when there was nothing there. 3rd and 7, but the clock runs. That's the thing for the Panthers. Just don't give up a big play.
Croker did a nice job. I mean, they're not set himself to the left and came back and make that play. That's
well, they're not hustling at all. I mean, they're going into the huddle. They're they're down under minute 20 when they
conceded.
snap it in. Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind
you're
they
right.
conceded. And I saw one kid hustle out of the huddle, number 74 for them, like, let's go. He's got desire to, but that's gone now.
I'll tell you what, for tonight's broadcast, give a lot of credit to Kurt Zalt and Gary Kaiser. Kurt especially up here, getting things ready and getting things together. And
that should be offensive pass interference.
I thought the offensive player pushed off. Well, we're going to find out quickly.
Because our defender was holding their position, and the other kid, they're going to call on him. Unbelievable. He turned inside, he gave a little shove, and then he kept backing up into our guy, and our guy basically, we're getting another penalty from the sideline here.
Well, we've seen a few struggles tonight, no question. But again, most of the time, it's just. I will say this: it is hard to find officials today because younger guys aren't getting into it. You're gone a lot, and it looked like he was doing almost a box out. The receiver
exactly. So they go from the 21 to about the 11, and then half the distance down to the 5. 54 seconds left. You just hope the kids have worked so hard to keep scoreless games in their repertoire, so to speak. But
again, they haven't been in any hurry to do anything. It's under a minute. They do have 2 timeouts, but the way things are going.
Again, I have to say, though, I know a coach probably said something they weren't supposed to say, but that was if we replay that, you're going to see it forever and ever. We don't do that, of course, but then hopefully maybe be able to do that. I don't know. There.
Okay, Port will have to take a timeout, and they did. Again, I'll tell you, to set everything up, you've got the hot spot stuff in bags. You got the camera in a bag. I think we could maybe get a little, some type of a cover up here. Seriously.
Yeah.
Anything would help us, help the equipment. Okay, they can replace us. we come pretty cheap.
And that brings up a good point again. We're not going to be getting any younger, so if you're somebody that's interested, you have some talents in this area, contact. We can use more help. Not only in this sport, though, too, Scott. Other sports.
Well, we try to broadcast others more. I mean, it's not just football. We're doing volleyball. We're doing boys and girls basketball. We are not doing some of the things right now that we've done because the stands are open.
Right.
That was one of the reasons we did it. Plus, realistically, it becomes, we talk about sponsorship. It becomes a financial issue and a logistical issue.
Yeah.
I know I've been asked, okay, we do football on the road because, one, we know it's going to be on a Friday night. It's 9, 10, maybe 11, 12 times a year, and we're able to do it. Basketball, we now go from the 20 home games we broadcast to 40. We just don't have,
right.
Again, this is a small town, wonderful thing to have.
I look at 2 things here now. The fullback really ran a nice ball last time. I think he's going to see the ball again. Otherwise, the quarterback's going to fake that and keep it.
Oh, he's
fullback go right side.
Weissman in for the score.
Bort scores, 45.7 seconds to go. I see a kicker.
We will see a onside kick without question.
Again, they now, granted, we're 2 tough calls on the Panthers, but they really took their time. They, just huddling up, and they're going to line up the kicker now. With this weather, you never know how this is going to happen. Snap is very good. Kick is also very good. Oh, it's not. He missed it. I thought I saw the hands going up, but it did not, so that makes it tough. Doesn't make it impossible, but with 45.7, you got to recover an onside kick, which could happen again, a slippery field. You got to score and get a 2-pointer.
He had plenty of leg with it, but he didn't have the right aim.
Again, that plant foot is so hard. That right-footed kicker, your left foot. Hey, but the kids are still here. They're making a lot of noise. Keeps them warm.
Well, again, the Panthers are going to be moving on, probably undefeated after tonight, and we face Waupun, and then I think homecoming is with Ripon, and Berlin is at the end. Is that it?
Yep.
Berlin
would be at home on October the 15th.
Okay. Berlin's got October 8th.
And I'll tell you what, tonight is a big game up in Berlin. Kowaskum's playing Berlin. I know that because the grandkids.
Yep.
If they had maybe let me know earlier, I could have helped them out because they're my grandkids. But their mom's taking them up to watch the game, which is one of them is a freshman. That's where they should be. Any chance they can. Okay, the Panthers are all set. They got Steinert back deep. They got 10 people up within 10 yards or just a little bit more of the ball. Get the ball, take an E, game over.
All you want to do is get down on the ground, form a comma around that ball with your body.
Oh, good catch. Dakota Krisa. Oh, a diving catch. That was not easy. So the Panthers, 43 seconds. Port's got a timeout. It's got to believe the Panthers will just take a knee. So
that's a heads-up play. Catch that ball in the air and just get down on the ground. That's easier than when it's rolling around oblong.
That was a great play.
Well, Port Washington will have one timeout. I don't know if they'll even use it.
I can't see them using it.
It's going to be a kneel here. Let's see if good sportsmanship takes hold here. And it does. Yeah. Common sense. Panthers will win 14-6. Scott, big win.
Kneel down by Kellen Mella. We have second 11.
They took the timeout. Well, that's their prerogative.
Timeout, Port Washington.
I suppose you can always hope that maybe the next one would be fumbled and pick it up and run for a score, but...
Well, I'm befuddled by the timeout since nobody even...
You know what? I can see the fans in Port saying, you got timeout, why aren't you using it? What are you doing? So, and John Bundy...
And maybe a kid called it, he didn't. Yeah, no, that's one of those things.
You know,
he might also be saying... Hey,
maybe we can get a break.
Yep.
We got two to score after all things we've handed to Plymouth, and Plymouth is taking advantage of it, you know.
Right.
And Port took advantage of a couple tough calls. But here's the deal now. I can run a play.
Run a play and let's get out of here, right, Scott?
Yeah, I'm done.
Well, they might have to run 3 plays then.
You might have to run. How they put? They didn't call it. I didn't see him call the timeout right away.
Kneel down by Kellen Mella.
Well, they got no timeouts left. You can take a delay game. You can just when they mark it down, it's 25 seconds, and the officials are just they're gonna let it run out. I think the officials are doing a very wise thing. I really do.
And that'll do it. Panthers are going to win tonight 14-6. Kind of a tough night for both teams, but the Panthers took care of the balls.
The Panthers persevered against a very nice football team. Again, well coached, got some good kids, but the Panthers are going to come out winners. That's what's important to us.
Exactly.
So for Scott Richards, Kurt Zalt, Brad Volbrecht, Tim Schultz, Josh Oppenhier, Squat the Wonder Dog, good night.
Thanks for coming out tonight for having a good weather.